Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the 1967 American League Pennant Chase. Done some streamlining, I can speak, yes, streamlining, and updated the schedule. And before we get going, I'll show you here the statistics and the new schedule on my laptop. Hopefully you can see it okay, without too much glare on there. Again, these are the standings when I started on September the 2nd. These are the records of the three teams in the replay, and these are the updated standings as we speak. Detroit in a virtual tie with the Red Sox at 85 and 62. And if we look over here to the column to the left, we have the updated schedule. Today's game, September 15th, will be Washington at Detroit. The next game in the schedule, Minnesota at Chicago, and then the 17th, Baltimore at Boston. And then on the 18th and 19th, the very important two-game series, Boston at Detroit. And then we just, click it on down the line. These are the video games, the games that will be on video the remainder of the season. Now, of course, other games will be played offline on the Inside Pitch PC to generate those numbers. But these will be the ones on the video. So right now, Detroit is hosting the Washington Senators. They can win. They will temporarily go a half game ahead of Boston. Of course, Boston will be hosting Baltimore later in this day. So once that's played, then, they could always, if both win, they'll be tied. If both lose, they'll still be tied. And if one wins and one loses, they get the advantage. But I just wanted to show that so that you can see what the updated versions look like for where we are in the replay. Been playing a lot of Strat lately, so I didn't want anybody to think I'd forgotten about this, because I certainly don't. 67 is one of my favorite seasons historically. Even though I was only 2 years old at the time, I've just read so much about it, read so many books about it, and just felt like I know all the players. The American League only, not the National League, strictly the American League. Because the American League had that great pennant race. National League Cardinals, they blew that away early. And when this is over, whoever comes out on top will play the St. Louis Cardinals in a World Series, whether it's Boston, Detroit, or Minnesota. Whoever comes out on top. All right, there's your starting lineups. Bench. Obviously going analog now, so I don't have the printouts of the bullpens and all that stuff. Do have Tiger Stadium right here. Do have the player ratings, defensive ratings here, and their speed ratings here. Base running ratings are here. Detroit won the real game 5-4 in real world. Pitching for the Tigers will be Joe Sparma, and pitching for the Senators will be Dick Bosman. Now, since Bosman has such few innings pitched, he does not have his own pitcher hitting card, so we'll be using the generic one that's provided by the game company. So we have this Tigers and the Senators here on this Friday, September 15th, 1967. Of course, I'm recording this on a Sunday. So thought about going live, but I know RJL goes live on Sunday morning, so I'll just record this now and then have it for consumption this evening, hopefully. Does take a while for these things to download, unfortunately. All right, so when the I know they call them Nationals. When the Senators are batting, I'll have the cards down here so you can see the score sheet. When the Tigers are batting, I'll move it up here and you can see the score sheet down here. It's probably the best I'm going to be able to do as far as getting everything in camera, where you can see everything. Focus looks pretty good. Hopefully the lighting is good. Hopefully the sound is good. And we'll go ahead and try it from here. Tabby, unlike yesterday, Tabby has decided to sit this one out. I am sipping on my last cup of coffee. It is approximately 10:42 right now as I'm recording this on Sunday morning. So, like I said, hopefully this will upload sometime this afternoon so that I can post it about 8 or so tonight. All right, so Joe Sparma will be facing Ed Stroud as we get through all the preliminaries. And when it comes time for bullpen and pinch hitting chances, I will show all the available players at that point. And Joe Sparma to Ed Stroud. We're underway. 2-3. Right off the bat, it's a ballpark check. So we'll bring in Tiger Stadium a little closer here for the ballpark check on a 2-3. Tiger Stadium for Ed Stroud. If he gets a home run chance, he's only got a 1 or a 2 to get a chance to get the home run. 6-2, it doesn't matter, he grounds to third, so that's a moot point anyway. Simply a ground out to Don Wirt, and there's one away. So Stroud is retired, and that brings up Fred Valentine, playing in right field in this game. Sparma 4-4. That's a home run question mark against a lefty, 1-15, but that's a 17. So no home run chances there for Valentine. But he will swing. 3-5, and that is a single to center field for Fred Valentine. He singles on the 3-5 at that S8 sitting right there. Now, to get the lead, he needs a 3, and Sparma doesn't change that. So 1-3, he can get the jump, get the lead, what do you want to call it. He does not, so nothing going on there. We go straight to the next hitter, Ken McMullen. The Detroit infield is halfway for a double play. Sparma 5-2 is a walk chance. That's a 20 though, so you're not going to walk many people when you throw a 20 up there. So go to McMullen. 4-2, and that's a ground ball to third. Possible double play, just as we speak. His double play chances are a 3. Sparma doesn't add anything. Being halfway makes it a 4. The pivot at second base, Lumpy, is a 0. So 1-4, and we have ourselves a double play. We do when we do. So 5-4-3 around the horn. Executed by the Tigers. Senators come away with nothing. Good thing I'm using a pencil I can erase. Sorry about shaking the stand there. For the Senators, they get a hit and leave nobody on. So we go to the bottom of the first. It is Washington nothing, and the Tigers coming to bat. And like I said, when the Tigers bat, we'll bring the cards up here to allow free space here for the score sheet. Dick McAuliffe will lead it off. Playing shortstop. Not very good at shortstop, but he's playing shortstop in this one. 5-6, and that's a strikeout chance, 12. He's a 10. Stadium adds 1, makes an 11, but not enough to change the fate of McAuliffe. He's going to get the swing. 4-2, and he's going to single to center field. So he fought off the strikeout and gets rewarded with a single to center field. His chance to get the lead is a 1, but Bosman will add 1 to that to make it a 2. And he still can't get the lead, so he will stand pat, and second baseman Jerry Lumpy will be on. Bosman to Lumpy. 5-6 is another strikeout chance, but again, 19, way too high for that. Lumpy, 2-1s, a ground ball to second, could be a tailor-made double play, though. He's a 1. Bosman adds 1, makes him a 2. Halfway is a 3. The pivot is the shortstop, and that is Cullen, who's a 0. So it's going to be a 1-3, and they will turn the double play. They do not. It's 6, so actually runner's going to advance. So the only play is to first base by the second baseman Coggins. He can only go to first. McAuliffe will take second. 1 out for the big guys. Coming up, Al Kaline. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Kaline facing Bosman. 4-3, and that's a strikeout chance. 7. He's only a 5. Stadium just adds the 1, so again, he misses it by 1. Bosman all around that strikeout, but can't get it. Kaline will swing. 5-5. It's a star 4, which is a ground ball to short. Possible double play again. He's a 3. +1's a 4. Halfway's a 5. Since it went to short, the pivot at second, Coggins is a 0. So anything other than a 6, and we've got a double play that ends the inning. And it's a 6 again. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wouldn't be a double play because the runner's at second already. My bad. I didn't even need to do that. It's just a straight ground out to short. But with the 6 there, when the runner's on second, I'll show this. When a runner is on second, to get to third, runner advances on ball. Let's see. Runner advances on ball hit to shorter pitcher if higher than BR of runner. If roll is higher than BR of runner, otherwise advances to third. So it's higher than the BR rating, so he's got to hold. That 6 is higher than the 2. I'm sorry, than the 4 of McAuliffe, so he has to hold. So it's a 6-3 ground out. Got a little confused there. Excited about a double play chance, but 2 outs now. And McAuliffe is still at second base because the 6 is higher than the BR of McAuliffe. Even with 2 outs, he becomes a 5, but well, he was only 1 out at the time, so it stays a 4. So now here is Willie Horton against Bosman. 2-4, and that's a range play, but everybody's back because there's 2 outs. So it's a range check for Horton. 3-6 is a fly to center. We're checking the range of the center fielder, Ed Stroud. He's only a 2. So a 1 or 2, he makes the catch. Anything higher than 2, and we've got the Tigers in the lead. It's a 3. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Now, is it a single or a double? It's going to be a double for Willie Horton. When you roll a 5 or 6 on that second roll, it turns the failed range play into a double. And scoring is McAuliffe, and it is 1-0 Tigers. 2-out double by Willie Horton as the center fielder unable to get to that. Kind of strange they had Stroud in center field. Normally Fred Valentine plays center field, but he was just a 2 in his range also. So center is defensively woeful, and it cost him right there. Bosman thinking he should have a better fate. 5-1, he's not tired, so that's a blank. We go to Northrop. 3-1's a ground ball to first. And that will end the inning as Mike Epstein makes the play. So it's 2 hits, a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So we go to the second, and it is the Tigers 1, Senators 0. And the big guy, Frank Howard, will lead things off for the Senators. He can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. 1-5 is a range play at the park, so we're bringing in Tiger Stadium for a range play. We get a 5-4, and that's a pop out to the catcher, rather. So we're going to check the range of the catcher, Freehand. Freehand's range is a 3. So 1-3, he will make this catch. He does not. It's a P2 failed range play. I believe it's a foul ball, but we'll better to know for sure. So P2 says foul ball right here. If it's not caught, it's a foul ball. So it does not drop in the infield. It's in the foul territory. So we just reboot everything for Frank Howard. No ball, 1 strike count to Howard. Sparma 4-6, and that's a blank. We go to Howard. 1-4, and against a right-hander, that's a ground ball to second. So 1 away. And that'll bring up the Super Jew, Mike Epstein. That was his nickname. I'm not being anti-Semitic. That's just what they called him. And I guess he embraced it. I don't know. Sparma, 4-4. Home run question mark, 1-15. That passes. So on a 1-12, Epstein can tie this ball game. He does. Mike Epstein flexing the muscles and hits the home run that ties the game. He would eventually, in a couple of years, end up in Oakland on the 72 World Series team and be a key, integral part of the Oakland A's first World Championship. Mike Epstein. He only was there for 72 for the World Series. In 73, he was already gone somewhere else, I believe to Texas. And so he got the 1 World Series ring with Oakland. That was about it. Here's Paul Casanova. 5-1 range play. We go to Casanova on the range play. 6-5 is a fly to center field. That's a range check of the center fielder Northrop. He is a 3. So 1-3, and Northrop makes the catch. He does not. It's going to drop. Single or double. It's a double. So Paul Casanova. Failed range play of the outfielder, and you get that 6 on the second roll. It turns it to a double. Still only 1 out. Nothing on the strategy. Frank Coggins. Switch hitter. 3-6 is a wild pitch chance. 14 is a possible pass ball. And if we look at Freehand, he's a 1. So that's going to be a pass ball. Pass ball on Freehand now forces the infield in. Now that puts the runner at third with less than 2 outs, so the infield's going to have to come in. Sparma to Coggins, 5-3. Coggins switcher bang left. That's a home run chance straight up. That's a 15, but he doesn't have that much power. He had 1 home run and 75 at bat, so no home run for Coggins, but he will swing. 2-1, single pass short. That'll get the run home And the Senators take a 2-1 lead on the single from Frank Coggins. Single from Frank Coggins. And Sparma looking to... There's an attempt of 1 for Coggins to get the lead, but nothing happening there. So now here's Cullen. Still only 1 out. Infield looking for the double play. Sparma 1-5. That's a range play at the park again. We're bringing in Tiger Stadium for the range play. 6-2. It's a ground ball to third. We're checking Don Wirt. Wirt's range is a 4. So 1-4, and Wirt will make the play and have a chance at a double play. He does. So let's check the double play opportunities. Cullen is a 2. Sparma doesn't add anything. The infield's halfway, makes it a 3. The pivot at second, Lumpy, is a 0. So 1-3, they turn the double play. They do. It's a 5-4-3 around the horn, and that will end the inning. But a 2-run inning it is for the Senators, and they take a 2-1 lead. For the Senators, they had 2 runs on 3 hits, and with the double play, there was nobody left. So we go to the bottom of the second. And Stormin Norman Cash will lead off for the Tigers as they try to get back at Dick Bosman. 4-6 strikeout chance, and he got him. He had been toying with that strikeout chance all along, and this time the D20 cooperated. And it is the first out of the inning. And let me double check focus, make sure I didn't mess up anything. I don't think I did. Looks like everything is still pretty copacetic. I'll give a double shot here just to enhance it. So that should be okay now. All right. Because when I'm sitting down, I don't know what's going through the phone. I'm taking it on trust that it's working. All right, so freehand your batter. 6-2, and that's a range play at the park. So we bring in Tiger Stadium again. Tiger Stadium right there on a range play at the park. Whoops, Suadice. Let's redo that. 6-1, and it's a G2 in front of the plate. So the range play is for the catcher, Casanova. His range is a 4. So 1-4, and Casanova will make this play. He does. It's a 2-3 ground out. Little squibbler in front of the plate, and he's able to get out and get there and throw freehand out. Brings up Don Wirt. 1-4, and that's against a right hand, so automatic out. And the out, the out will be a ground ball to short. Handled by Cullen. 3 up and 3 down go the Tigers. We play 2 at Tiger Stadium, and it's the Senators 2 and the Tigers 1. Sparma back out. We'll be facing Bosman, and again, he does not have his own pitcher hitting card, so he has to use. They have to use the generic one that's provided for all pitchers that don't have their own card. Top of the third we go. 4-4. Home run question mark, but that's not even relevant because he's got a 0 over here, so no chance at a home run. 1-2 is a ground ball to third. Don Wirt takes care of it. 1 down for Bosman. Brings up Ed Stroud. Stroud grounded to Wirt his first time up as well. 4-3 is a blank. We go to Stroud. 2-5, and that's a star 2, which is a ground ball to third. Wirt's getting a workout over there. That's 2 ground balls this inning to him. And he actually ended last inning starting a double play. And he had started a double play here and he's had a lot of assists. He's had 5 assists already, and we're not even through the third inning. So they've been peppering that third base line, but Wirt has been up to the task. Sparma, 3-3, walk plus, so that's going to be a 2-out walk to Freddie Valentine. Now, see about him getting the lead. He needs a 3 or less to get the lead. It's a 20, so it's a possible balk on Sparma on a 1 or a 2. That's a 1, so Sparma's going to balk. So Sparma balks him to second base. Nothing that time. So now he's at second base for Ken McMullen. 2-out RBI opportunity. clutch situation, as someone once said. 4-1 possible error on a ground ball. Go to McMullen. 2-2, and that is a ground ball to first. Norm Cash's error rating is only a 2. That's a 16. He will make the play and flip to Sparma covering to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the third. It is still 2-1 favor of the Senators. And now Joe Sparma, who does have his own pitcher hitting card, will lead off. A 0.54 hitter. Bosman 1-6. That's a walk chance to a right-hander. 14 is too high, though. Sparma 6-1, star 6, fly to center. And Mr. Stroud pulls that in, 1 away. Back to the top of the order for Dickie McAuliffe. And McAuliffe singled and scored. First time up. 5-4. That's a straight-up home run chance. That's a 13. He's a 13. Dick McAuliffe goes deep. Look at that. 5-4 is a home run chance split to a lefty. Is a straight-up home run. Don't have to go here. There's no question mark. That's a straight home run. Comes straight to McAuliffe. 13-13. Stadium doesn't change anything. It is gone. So Dick McAuliffe has just tied this ball game with a solo home run. And the Tigers back in business. Tied at 2. Red Sox watching, will play later tonight. They are watching this game with vigor, trying to root for the Senators to get some help. 2-4 is a range play. We go to Lumpy for the range play. 1-3, that's a single to center, but it's a range check. Stroud is a 2. He could take this away. He does, so Stroud takes the base hit away. Makes a nice running catch for out number 2, and that brings up Al Kaline. 1-3 is an automatic out for Bosman, so we'll see what kind of out it is. It's a ground ball to second, so Coggins puts it away. But the Tigers tie it on the home run from Dickie McAuliffe. And at the end of 3, we are tied at 2 from Tiger Stadium. And here comes Big Frank. He's going to lead things off in the top of the 4th. As I get another slurp of coffee, apologize. I'll move the little microphone that is in front of my mouth right now. I'll kind of move that away. So hopefully it won't pick up the slurping. Hopefully it was just a pause there. Don't want the coffee getting cold. That's almost tragic. Or not cold, but room temperature. You know what I mean. Sparma. 2-1, strikeout chance 14, got him. Frank Howard out on strikes. And here comes the home run guy, Mike Epstein. Sparma, 1-1's a walk, so Sparma didn't want any part of Epstein. He issues the 1-out walk. Epstein has an attempt of 1 to get the lead. Can't do it. Not going to do a hit and run with Casanova, because Epstein doesn't run well at all. His stolen base attempt's only a 4, so failed hit and run, and he would be toast at second base. So here's Sparma to Casanova, 5-4. That is a possible error. Go to Casanova's card. 4-1 is a star 1. Ground ball to second. We're checking the error rating of Lumpy, which is an 11. That's a 10. It will be an error on Lumpy. E4. E4 puts runners at first and second. Lumpy is an 11 error rating. That's a 10. So Lumpy boots it. Runners at first and second. Might have been a double play ball, but you'll never know. And now here is Frank Coggins. 1-3, strikeout chance 5. He got him, so that's 2 outs. Now he has to get by the number 8 hitter, Tim Cullen. Cullen hit into a double play, his first chance. 6-3 is a blank. We go to Cullen. 5-6, it's a single to left field for Cullen. Let's see who can score, if anybody. Single to left, Epstein runs at a 3, but with 2 outs it bumps it up to a 4. Now, I did not do the little cheat sheet thing, so we're going to just go manually here. Horton's a 0 arm. So it's a 1-4, and then you factor in the single to left to score from second. You add another one, so that becomes a 5. It's a 1-5. The only way he does not score is on a 6. So he does score. Epstein comes across the plate on a critical 2-out single from Tim Cullen. Casanova runs at a 2. 2 outs becomes a 3. But to go from left field, you lose 2, makes him a 1. That 2 is higher than that, so he has to hold at second base. So even though there was 2 outs, he could not make it to third. But the Senators take a 3-2 lead on the base hit by Cullen. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, and the pitcher, Bosman, is up. 2-6 strikeout chance, and obviously he's going to get that, and that's going to end the inning. But the big error causes an unearned run. Jerry Lumpy's error causes an unearned run, so it is a run on a hit, 1 big error, and 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th. It's now 3-2 Senators. Jerry Lumpy, the big error cost him. And coming up for the Tigers, it'll be Willie Horton. He had an RBI double his first time. 4-3 is a strikeout chance. 13 will not get him. He's a 10. Stadium adds 1. Not enough, so Horton will swing it. 5-2, and that's a single past third base. Maybe when the Tigers bat, I'll bring the stadium down here so you can see it better. I don't know. So it's a base hit for Horton. He has no stolen base attempt, so he won't go anywhere, but there is a strategy roll for Bosman, but no 20, so nothing to worry about there. And that'll bring up Northrup. Infield at double play depth. Northrup could be a double play candidate because you got that +1 from Bosman. 3-5. I guess a lefty, though, that's a blank. Not going to be an automatic out. He was tough on righties, but, well, he was really tough on righties. Look at all these automatic outs against right-handers. So he was really tough on the right-handers. Northrup now will swing it. 4-6, and that's a fly to right field. 1 away. So Northrup is out of there, and here's Cash. Another left-hander. Nothing happening. Bosman to Cash, 5-1. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Go to Cash. 5-2. Power result to center field against right-handers. It goes to 17. That's an 11. That's a double. It's a double to center field. So now the question is, can Horton, who runs at a 2, score? There are not 2 outs. He doesn't get that boost. But he'll make it to third for sure. Let's see whether he can try to score. He is a 2. Let's look at the chart. On a double to center field, you gain 1. So that makes him a 3. Center fielder Armstrong is a 0. So 1-3, and he will score it. He does. And since there's a 1, that means there's a chance for Cash to move to third base. His BR is a 2. So if you roll a 1 or 2, he moves up. We do not. He's got to hold. So he holds at second base. But the RBI double has tied the game. And Willie Horton comes in to score it. RBI double for Willie Horton. Ties the game at 3. And now here's Bill Freehand. Bosman, 3-3 is a strikeout chance. 8's going to get him. So Freehand is out of there. 2 down for Don Wirt. Again, nothing on strategy. 4-1 ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium. This is one where we could have walked Wirt with first base open and pitched to Sparma, but they're taking a chance to get Wirt out of here. But going to the stadium might be dangerous. 3-5, that's a home run pull side. That's a 13, but his is only a 5, so it's a deep fly to left, and they escape. They escape. Almost a blunder pitching the number 8 hitter with first base open, but they pull it off and get by with just the 1 run. But we got a tie game at 3. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the 5th, and it is now 3-3. And we're at the top of the order for the Senators, Ed Stroud. Let's see, Sparma has faced 18 batters. So he can face 25. He's still good. Now Bosman has faced 26 batters already, and he can only face, I believe, 28. So bullpens are going to be coming up very shortly for both teams, I got a feeling. But right now, Sparma's still going. Stroud is grounded to third twice. 3-3 is a walk plus, so this time he will draw the free pass. And that sends up Fred Valentine. Stroud, though, has an attempt of 7 to get the lead to steal. And that's a 9, so it's a possible hit and run. But Valentine strikes out too much for my liking, so we're going to call off the hit and run and just stick with the standard at bat. Sparma to Valentine. 5-6, and that's a blank to a switch hitter batting left. Now we go to Valentine. 1-4. It's a star 3. Ground ball to short. Could be a double play. He's only a 1, though. Infield halfway makes it a 2. The pivot Lumpy at second is a 0. So it needs a 1 or a 2 for a double play. And it's a 1. They do turn the double play. How about that? 6-4-3. Third double play that the Senators have grounded into in this ball game. In 5 innings, they've grounded into 3 double plays. They did it in the first, and they did it in the second, and now they do it here in the 5th. 2 quick outs. Maybe I should have called for the hit and run. I don't know. I just didn't like the odds. 1-3 is a strikeout chance, and they get McMullen to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left thanks to the double play. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 3-3. And now we'll keep an eye on Bosman. He can face 28 batters. He's faced 26. This is batter 27 right here. And let's look at the bullpen for the Senators so you know who they have available. From the right side, they have Bob Humphreys, Dick Nold, Casey Cox, and Dave Baldwin. From the left side, they have Dick Lines and Darryl Knowles. So that's who's available out of the pen. Coming up for the Tigers, it'll be the leadoff guys, McAuliffe and Lumpy, and they're both left-handed. So, but then you got a bunch of righties after that. So we're going to see what Bosman does. But right now, the Senators have Dick Lines and Casey Cox both in the bullpen. So those are the 2 that are warming up in the pen for the Senators. Cox and Lines, just in case. Sparma will lead it off, though. 5-3, strikeout chance. He's obviously going to get the pitcher on that. That's 1 away. All right, here comes batter 28. He will be tired after this batter. He's not tired from McCullough. McCullough, though, is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. 6-2 is a range play at the park. So we bring in Tiger Stadium for the range play. 6-6 is a fly to left. We're checking the range of Frank Howard, which is only a 2. So again, all their outfielders have ranges of 2. So 1-2, and Frank Howard will make the catch. He does not. Is it a single or a double? It is a single. So Frank Howard can't get to it. It drops in front of him for a base hit. And now Bosman is fatigued. Do you bring in the lefty to face Lumpy, or do you bring in Cox to face Lumpy, or do you let Bosman continue? One good thing about Bosman, he's got that +1 double play chance, and they kind of like that, so they're going to leave Bosman in there, but he is fatigued. If he finds a spot with parentheses, he will have to be removed from the game. 6-2 is another range play at the park, second one in a row, so we're going back to Tiger Stadium for a range check for Lumpy. 6-2 is a ground ball to third, McMullen. So we're checking McMullen's range, and he is a 5, best you can have. So anything other than a 6, he'll be able to get to this. And so, what do you know, it's a 6. He can't get it. Unbelievable. Failed range play. Unbelievable. On a failed range play on a ground ball to third. Failed range on a ground ball to third turns into an S5. So an S5, and we get to go from first to third, you have to have a 6. And McCullough's only a 4, so he will only get second base. But that's just, you're snake bitten if you're Bosman. That should have been a possible double play as a 5 range, and you roll a 6. Some things you just can't get around. They're going to keep him in there against K-Line because, again, he's a great double play candidate, and you might be looking for that. They're just going to hope he doesn't hit the fatigue factor. That's a 20, so it's a pickoff 1-6, pickoff error 7-12. That's a 17. Everybody gets back. 1 out, 2 on. Bosman 5-5, possible error. His defense could let him down again. Not this time, but 18 probably is not going to be an error. 4-4, but that 18 is not going to be for the error. It's going to be for the power result. 4-4 power result, but an 18 comes out of range. 17 would have been a triple. That's an 18, so he escapes that. It's a fly to center, but we're checking the error on Stroud. He is a 3, and that's a 1. Do you believe that? Unbelievable. The evil D, even a white D20 you think would be pure, is evil. That is incredible. It is an E8. Failed range play E8. Or failed error check, rather. E8. Failed error E8. Right here. Number 5. Let's see. D. Let's see here. It says roll 1d6 versus the run rating. Let's see how many bases he can get. McCullough runs at a 4. That's a 6, so it's higher than that. So it's just going to be the 1 base. But now the bases are loaded. Whoops, not a single. That's an E8. E8. And now the bases are loaded with only 1 out. And Willie Horton, the batter, in a tie game 3-3. And I think you got, even though it's not his fault, you got to pull Bosman. I just don't see any way you can not pull Bosman. And they will bring in Casey Cox to try to get out of the mess. Now he does not add the +1 for the double play, but he's a pretty good pitcher. 7-4, 2.96 ERA and a save. So he's coming on to face Willie Horton. But really, Bosman deserved a much better fate. He had a possible double play grounder with a 5 range, and we rolled a 6. And then an error chance with somebody with an error rating of 3 and rolled a 1. So, I mean, that's just, talk about snake bitten. That's about the definition of it right there. So Willie Horton is up with the bases loaded and 1 out. He is a decent double play candidate, so they will play back for the double play. And they're going to hope Cox can induce that. 1-1 is a walk chance. That's what they did not want. He forces in a run. And the Tigers take the lead. 4-3, and the bases are still loaded with only 1 out. And now the lefty coming up, Jim Northrup. Now, this is not 2023, so if we wanted to limit Cox to 1 batter, we could do it and bring in Lines, the lefty, to face these 2 batters here, but that are coming up lefty. But his ERA is not quite as good as Casey Cox, so they will keep Casey Cox in there. Still in there for the double play depth. 6-6 is a blank. Still hoping to turn the double play on Northrup. 5-3 is a star 5, which is a ground ball to first. Possible double play on a ground ball to first. He's a 2, but when they go into first base, you don't get that boost of being halfway, so it keeps it a 2. The pivot at short is Cullen. He's a 0. So 1-2 for a double play. And they don't turn it. It's going to be a force play, 3-6, and the run will score. So maybe should have had the infield in, but we're thinking they could turn the double play, but being hit to first base, that was the thing that cost them. So another run scores. It's now 5-3. Unearned runs that are charged to Dick Bosman. And now with runners at the corners and 2 outs, here's Norm Cash. 3, let's see, can Northrup get a jump on a 3? No, he cannot. So we'll stand with Norm Cash. Cox to Cash, 3-5. That's a walk chance. 19, though, is too high. 15 plus the 3 from the stadium is an 18, but the 19 was too much. Cash, 2-2. He lines it hard, but right to Coggins at second to end the inning. And the Senators get out of it without further damage, but enough damage to be dangerous. 2 runs for the Tigers. They take a 5-3 lead. They do it on 2 hits. The one huge error, and there were 2 left. So we go to the top of the 6th, 5-3, favor of the Bengal Tigers. Now we'll check on Sparma. He can face 25 batters. He has faced 21 at this point, so he's still okay. And he does hit third next inning, so if they can get him through 6 innings, I'm sure they'll be happy and turn it over to the bullpen. Sparma 3-5, and that is a walk chance. 8 will walk him. Not what you want to do when your team just gave you the lead. The one thing you don't want to do is start walking guys, but he did it. Strategy roll looking for a 20. It's not there, so there's no balk. And now here comes Mr. Epstein. He has homered and walked. 1-2 is a strikeout, but this time he's going to strike out. So Sparma exacts a little bit of revenge. Sparma exacts a little bit of revenge on him. And now here's Casanova. Nothing happening there. You have to have a 20 to have something going on. 1-6 is not tired yet, so there's no single. We go to Casanova. 4-5, and that is a single to left field. Now, can the big man move to third base is the question. He only runs at a 1, so probably not a good chance to do so. First to third on a single to left, you lose 2. It makes him a -1, and Horton 0, so he has to stop at second. There's no provision for him to try to move up. And now, this is batter 25 right here. Last batter before Sparma becomes tired. With 1 out and the runners at first and second. Coggins is your batter. Sparma 4-6, blank. Almost thought it was a wild pitch, but that was 3-6. Coggins 3. And speaking of 3-6, there it is, G5. Chance for a double play, but we got to figure out where it's hit. When there's runner on first and second, you roll another D6 to figure out if it's toward the line, right at third, or in the hole. So first things first. It's a 2, so that means it's toward the line. So if it's a double play at all, it's going to go 5, a step on the bag on third, and a throw to first. It's not around the horn, so there's no pivot to worry about on double play chances with this. He's a 3. Halfway is a 4. Again, there's no pivot, so it's a 1-4 opportunity for a double play. And he gets it. So he's going to step on third for the 4s. 5 unassisted. 5-3 double play, and that is the 4th double play that the Washington Senators have hit into in this game. They have talked about snake bitten all the way around. They've been snake bit. And that's going to be it for Joe Sparma. He's set to bat third this inning, so they will pinch hit for Sparma. He faced his 25 batters, and that's going to be it. They will turn it over to the bullpen going forward. Casey Cox is still going to be out there. He only faced 3 batters. He can face 6, and he is scheduled to bat second next inning. So they're going to keep Cox out there. So it'll be Freehand, Wirt, and a pinch hitter. And if you want to see the pinch hitters available for the Tigers, from the right side you have Ray Euler, Jim Price, Mickey Stanley, Dick Tracewski. From the left side, you have Eddie Matthews, Bill Heath, Lenny Green, and Gates Brown. So you're looking at a lefty pinch hitter. You're probably looking at Eddie Matthews. Or Lenny Green, actually. Depends on who's on base. If they need a hit or they need some power. Because the power belongs to Eddie Matthews. If it's 2 outs, base is empty, they'll probably use Matthews. If guys are on base, they'll probably use Lenny Green. So it all depends on that situation. So Bill Freehand will lead it off. 0 for 2. 4-6 is a strikeout chance. 10. He's an 8. Stadium only adds 1, so no strikeout. Freehand 2-3 is going to fly to left. So 1 away. And that will take us to Don Wirt, who just turned that nice double play. 4-4. He's not tired yet, so there's no single. 3-1. Star 6 is a ground ball to second. Coggins is there. 2 down. Now we've got the pinch hitter coming up. With nobody on base, they're going for the home run, so they're going for Eddie Matthews. Acquisition from the Astros. So Eddie Matthews will pinch hit. So Eddie Matthews, the pinch hitter, and then we'll figure out who the new pitcher for the Tigers are going to be. Cox, 5-6, blank to a lefty. Go to Matthews. 1-2, power result to right field. It goes to 8. That's a 14, though. It's just a deep fly to right. And that's going to end the inning, and that's going to cap it for Casey Cox as well. So nothing doing for the Tigers. We go to the 7th inning. It's Detroit 5 and the Senators 3. And now we need a new pitcher for the Tigers. And we'll look at their bullpen. From the right side, Dobson, Fred Gladding, Fred Lasher, Mike Marshall, and Dave Wickersham. From the left side, they have Hank Aguirre and Johnny Padres. So need to figure out who they want to bring in. Coming up for the Senators is Cullen, a pinch hitter, and Stroud. So we got right, and don't know what this is, and left. And then switch and right. So I think they're going to a right-hander. They're going to go to Dave Wickersham. They want somebody with a little bit of length. He can face 9 batters. So Wickersham will be coming on in place of Sparma. Sparma went 6 innings. Gave up the 3 runs, all of which were earned. One of them was a home run. The hits, 5, with 1 being the home run. He benefited from 4 double plays. It's kind of hard to get around that. Walks 2, 3. He walks 4, actually. So he walked 4, but the double plays got him out of the jams. Didn't strike out that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 strikeouts. So final line on Sparma. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs. They were earned. 4 walks and 5 strikeouts, and he is eligible for the win. Coming up for the Senators, it'll be Cullen, then a pinch hitter. So let's look at the bench for the Senators and see who they have to pinch hit. They have Hank Allen, Freddie Brinkman, Doug Camilli, Cat Peterson from the right side, switch hitter Bob Savarin, and then lefties Bernie Allen, Bob Chance, and Dick Nen. Those are all the available pinch hitters, and obviously looking at a lefty. So we're probably looking, although the lefties aren't very good. Might depend on if Cullen gets on base or not. We shall see. So Cullen against Wickersham to start the top of the 7th. 5-3 Tigers. 2-3. That's an error chance. Go to Cullen. 3-4. That is a ground ball to second, but that's a 19, and Lumpy's only an 11. So catches a break there. No error. And now we come up to the pinch hitter. And they're going to bring in Dick Nen from the left side. Dick Nen will pinch hit. Got 238 at-bats. So I'm kind of going with the most at-bats here as well. And who I think the manager would have used. Gil Hodges, I believe, was the manager of this team. Let's see here. 6-6 is a blank. We go to Dick Nen. 1-1, it's a fly to right field. So he hit it well, but not well enough. 2 outs, bases clear for Ed Stroud. A 3-3 for Wickersham, possible error on a throw. 5-1, fly to left, no throw necessary. That's going to end the inning. So a 3-up and 3-down inning. Actually, he gave up 6 hits. I missed a hit there, didn't I? Sparma gave up 6 hits because I didn't total this inning like I should have. Okay. So we are now at the 7th inning stretch here at Tiger Stadium. Wickersham obviously can come back and pitch more. So now the Senators will need a new pitcher, and with the 2 lefties starting things out, they're going to bring on Dick Lines to be that new pitcher. So Lines will come in for Casey Cox, who got pinch hit for, and it'll be McCullough, Lumpy, and Kaline. Now the Tigers will replace McAuliffe at the bottom of the top of the next inning with Ray Oyler because they want a better defender out there. But they're going to let McAuliffe hit, even against the lefty. 4-3. That's a wild pitch, ball one. 4-4, and that's a pitcher result. 1-15 is a single against a lefty. That's a 7, so that's a base hit. Almost a reverse split there, but it's a base hit for McAuliffe. He runs at a 4, so you're not going to pinch run for him. His attempt is a 1 to get the lead. Can't do it. So here's Jerry Lumpy. Now they will pinch hit for Lumpy, the lefty. They will go ahead and pinch hit for Lumpy. And since we're going to pinch hit, let's look at the... Well, I think I've already shown... Yeah, I've already shown all the particulars of the people they have available. So we know Ray Oyler is going to come in for McAuliffe at the next inning. So Ray Oyler will be coming in for McAuliffe. Now the question is, who do they want to bring in? Who from the right side do they want to bring in? And it looks like it's going to be Dick Tracewski to hit for Lumpy. He's a .280 hitter, and he'll stay in the game to play second base. He's a better defender. He's got no error rating and a better range. So Tracewski will pinch hit for Lumpy with a runner at first and nobody out. Let's see, that was a 3. Does McAuliffe? No, he doesn't have any attempt. All right. Lines to Tracewski. 3-6. Strikeout chance 10. Got him. Tracewski out on strikes. 1 away. And now that brings up Al Kaline. Now you got these big right-handers coming up. Do they keep with lines or do they go to a right-hander out of the pen? I think they're going to go to a right-hander out of the pen to try to keep the game close. So that's going to be it for Dick Lines. He goes to a third of an inning. Gives up a hit. And now the new pitcher for the Senators will be Bob Humphreys. So Bob Humphreys is on. Bob Humphreys is on to face Kaline. Righty on righty matchup. Humphreys to Kaline. 6-3, and that is a strikeout chance. 10, too high, so Kaline will swing it. 5-4, and that's a double to right field. Double to right field for Kaline. McAuliffe is a 4. The double to right. You got a +1 arm for Valentine, so that makes him a 5. And then the double to right is a -1, so it brings it back to a 4. So 1-4, and McAuliffe will score. He does. So McAuliffe comes in to score. That run is charged to Lines. It is now 6-3 Tigers on the RBI double for Al Kaline. And now things starting to get away from the Senators as Humphreys gave up that double. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. 15 is too high, so we go to Horton. 1-2 is a fly to left. That's 2 down. Now, can Kaline move up on the fly to left? You lose 3. He runs at a 4, drops him to a 1. Then Frank Howard's arm is a +1. That makes it a 2. So 1-2, and he'll move to third base. And he does. So he actually does take third base on that, on the poor arm of Frank Howard. So a 2 outs runner at third now for Jim Northrup. And Humphreys will face Northrup. 3-3 is a strikeout chance, but again, 18 too high. That D20 has been high for those strikeout numbers. Northrup 3-6. He's going to ground it to second, though, to end the inning. And Humphreys gets out of it. But the run comes home to make it a 6-3 game. Run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 8th. It is now 6-3. And the new shortstop is Ray Oyler. And his defensive ratings for Ray Oyler He's a 5.90, much better than the 1.16.0 of McCullough. So Euler, a much better defender. And that's what you want when you have the lead. You want your best defense out there. So Wickersham's going to stay in. He only faced 3 batters. He can face 9. And Freddie Valentine will lead things off here in the top of the 8th, down 6-3. 4-6 is a blank. We go to Valentine. Whoops, go to Valentine. 1-4, star 3 is a ground ball to Wirt. And again, Wirt's just getting a lot of good practice out there. A lot of ground balls to third in this game. Here's McMullen. I haven't checked the focus in a while. If it's been fuzzy, I apologize. Looks like it's okay, but I'll give it a boost. Maybe that helps. I don't know. Kind of delinquent on that duty there for a little bit, wasn't I? All right. Wickersham to McMullen. 6-5 is a blank. He's not tired yet. Go to McMullen. 5-2, single to center field. So McMullen, a 1-out single. Strategy rolls are off now since it's a 3-run deficit with only 2 innings to go. When the deficit of the score is greater than the number of innings remaining, strategy rolls are off. So Wickersham to Howard. 2-2 blank. We go to Howard. 1-3 is a single pass short. So Howard on an S6, and to get from first to third, he need a 5 or better. McMullen's only a 3, so he will stop at second. But now the tying run is at the plate, and left-hander Mike Epstein. So the Tigers are going to the pen. They're not going to take any chances. They're going to a lefty out of the bullpen. And it will be Hank Aguirre. Left-hander Hank Aguirre will be on to face the Super Jew Mike Epstein. So Hank Aguirre. And he does come up to bat 4th the next inning, but they don't care. They just want to get him through this inning. So Aguirre will be facing Epstein with runners at first and second and only 1 out. (5-1) ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium for the ballpark, and he's got average power, I guess, against lefties, not as much as against righties. If it gets to that. 6-6 though is a fly to left, so don't have to worry about it. It's just a fly to left. That is out number 2. And that brings up Paul Casanova. Aguirre 5-4. Switch. He's a right-handed hitter, so that's a walk plus 20, but he only walks at a 1, so the plus is an 11. Stadium makes it a 14, but that 20 says no. Go to Casanova. 4-2. He's going to single to center field. The question is, can McMullen score? He's a 3, but with 2 outs, it becomes a 4. The single to center, you add 2, makes it a 6. Center fielder arm. Northrop is a 0, so he will score without a throw. He scores without a throw. And Howard will stop at second base, I'm pretty sure. He becomes a 2 with 2 outs. And a 0 arm, and going first to third on center is a -1. So he'd have to have a 1 to get there. And he doesn't, so he's going to hold. So Howard will hold at second base. That run is charged to Wickersham. Close the book on Wickersham. No, he can't because he's responsible for Howard. But it's a 6-4 game now. And the batter is Frank Coggins, switch hitter. So he's going to stay. He's cookie cutter, so they don't have it separated lefty and righty, so they might as well leave him in there. Aguirre to Coggins. 3-1's a possible wild pitch, and it's not possible anymore. It's an actual wild pitch. And that's going to put the tying runs in scoring position. And now the Tiger bullpen, Mike Marshall is loosening as fast as he can. Try to help his teammates get out of this. Aguirre now to Coggins. Infield is back. 2-1. They need outs. Question mark. Against a switch hitter batting right-handed, it's an automatic out on a 1-7. That's a 5. It is an out. What kind of an out? It's a 6. It's a ground ball to third. Ground ball to third. Howard's only a 1, though. So even with the runner at third and a ground ball. Do they want to take a chance on trying to send him or not? Boy, that's a tough call. That is a very tough call. The infield is back. You would think that would score the run, so they're playing back to give up the run. They're going to first base with the out for out number 2. Run does score, makes it 6-5. But now there are 2 outs with a runner at second base. Let's see here how we want to play this. Cullen is your batter, and they're going to go to Mike Marshall. They are going to Mike Marshall, and let's see, is there going to be a double switch? No, they're going to stick with Mike Marshall, no double switch. Cullen is your batter. Tyne runs at second base. 6-5 game. Guire is out, Marshall is in. Cullen the batter, but do they pinch hit for Cullen is the question. He's a .236 hitter. So is Bob Savarin as a switch hitter. You know what? They're going to stick with Cullen, I think. They're going to stick with Cullen. So 2 outs. And now strategy rolls are back on. Nothing happening. Marshall to Cullen with 2 outs and a runner at second. 5-1. He's not tired. His first batter faced. So we go to Cullen. 4-5. It's ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So 2 runs come in on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is now 6-5. Favor of the Tigers. But things have gotten a little bit chippy at this point. And the Senators will go to their bullpen. And they will bring in their other left-hander, Darryl Knowles. He'll be coming on. And I believe we're going to have a double switch. We have a double switch for the Senators. Bob Savarin will come on. And he will play second base and bat 9th. And the new pitcher will come up in Coggin's spot in the 8th position. So batting 9th and playing second base will be Savarin. And he is a 1 and a 12. 0. And so the new pitcher is going to be Darryl Knowles. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Senators. He will be in to pitch. Savarin will bat in the number 9 position, which means he leads off next inning. And Norm Cash will be facing Darryl Knowles. Bottom of the 8th of a 6-5 ball game. Cash to Knowles. Lefty on lefty. 6-2. It's automatic out. So we'll see what kind of out it is. It is a fly to right field. So he gets Cash. Now he's got to deal with 2 right-handers, Freehand and Wirt. 6-3 is a blank to a righty. Freehand, 5-2, pops it to third. 2 down for Don Wirt. Knowles, 4-3, hit by pitch. He's a +3 with a 9 is a 12. That is a 12, so he hits him. So he hits Don Wirt. And now what do you do if you're the Tigers? You're at the pitcher spot because there was no double switch. So if you take Marshall out, I guess you can bring in Fred Lasher to close. Or Fred Gladding, actually, to close. So Fred Gladding is going to come on and close it in the 9th. He's going to be in the bullpen warming up. Fred Gladding did have 12 saves. So Marshall will exit, and we will get a pinch hitter from the right side for the Tigers, and it will be Mickey Stanley. So Gladding is in the bullpen. Mickey Stanley will pinch hit against Darryl Knowles. So Stanley's going to pinch hit with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th of a 6-5 game. Strategy rolls are still on. Nothing happening. Knowles to Stanley. 3-2. Blank to a righty. Go to Stanley. 2-2. It's a star 1. Ground ball to second to end the inning. So we go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Senators, and they got to do it against Fred Gladding. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Tigers. So both teams have used 5 pitchers in this game to try to negotiate this game. And due up for the Senators, it'll be Saverin, who came in on the double switch. He'll lead off, and then it goes to Stroud and Valentine. Top of the 9th, 6-5 game. Real world Tigers won this 5-4, so we're kind of close on that. See what happens here in the top of the 9th. Is there any ninth inning magic for the Senators? 6-1 is a ball 1 on a wild pitch, so let's try again. 5-6 strikeout chance, and he gets him. So Saverin had no chance. The 1 on the D20 told the whole story. He had no chance whatsoever. And here is Ed Stroud. And there's not much left on the bench for the Senators as far as pinch hitters go. Best hitting average player they have on the bench is Cap Peterson at 240. He's the best they have, average-wise. But so do you pinch hit him with the lefty Stroud, who's 0 for 3? I think you do, because you need home run. You need power. So they're going to Cap Peterson to pinch hit, trying to get lightning in a bottle, because he does have a little bit more power. He will pinch hit. And if it does go to the 9th, he will move to right field, and Valentine would move to center if it gets to that. But right now, they're hoping it gets to that. Here's Gladding against Peterson. 6-2, possible error. One-two, liner to third, and I don't think you can have an error on a line drive. Let me double check that, but I don't think you can. Let's see here. Error. Nope, there's no errors provision for a line drive. Good thing, too, 'cause that's a 1. But Wirt snags it. That's the one play we don't have an error chance, and that certainly helped the Tigers right there. So last chance is down to Fred Valentine. He does have a little bit of power, mainly against lefties, but he does have some power against righties, so he's got a chance against Gladding. 4-3 strikeout chance, but that 1 is a killer again. And that's going to do it. 1, 2, 3 in the 9th. Senator stood no chance of that evil D20. Strikeout opportunities that came up as a 1 in both occasions. And you just have no chance when that happens. And there's your ball game. Final score, 6-5. Favor of the Tigers. Like I said, they won the game real world 5-4. So we're pretty close there. Let's see, how many errors did we have? I thought there was 1 error in the game. E4, there was an error on Lumpy. I think that was the only error of the game. Let's check our hits for the Senators. 1, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 9. 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Senators. For the Tigers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. They had 9 also. So 6 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for the Tigers. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Senators. Winning pitcher was Joe Sparma, and the losing pitcher was Dick Bosman. The save goes to Fred Gladding. And so the Tigers, now with that win, you have temporarily, and they are now 12-2 on the replay. They temporarily take the lead by a half a game over the Red Sox. They improved to 86-62. Boston has their game with Baltimore later, and Boston will need to win to keep pace with the Tigers. So the Tigers now improved to 86-62, and they are, for at least a glimmer, hold first place by half a game, but Boston has something to say about it this evening. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all liked that presentation of Inside Pitch, and hope you like the setup now. Hopefully you can see the cards better and whatnot. Player of the game for the Tigers. Well, you kind of have to give it to Dick McAuliffe. I'm going to give it to Dick McAuliffe as the player of the game. Dick McAuliffe was 4 for 4 with 4 runs scored. How do you do better than 3 singles and a home run, 4 runs scored? I don't know how you can do any better than that as a leadoff hitter. And he didn't make any errors, so despite being a bad fielder. So Dick McAuliffe, your player of the game. Dick McAuliffe. He is the man. That's going to do it from here. Next video on the channel could be from this 67 replay, or it could be from the Demolition League, 2023 Stratomatic Demolition League, the one game I haven't played yet. Actually, there's two games I haven't played on video. Oakland, Detroit, and then also Minnesota and Toronto. So Minnesota and Toronto might be the next game on the Demolition League video. We shall see. Or I might do Boston and Baltimore from this. So it depends on what I feel like at the moment. And we'll play it by ear, as they say, and see how things go. But for now, we're going to bid adieu from Tiger Stadium, where Dick McAuliffe is enjoying his player of the game accolades. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.